Hello. This is SIG Node CI weekly meeting. Today is August 2nd, 2023. Welcome, everybody. Today, test section of this meeting will be led by Dixita. Dixie, do you want to take over? Dixita, we don't hear you. You are muted.
Am I audible now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is my first time, so it's a little glitchy for me. Okay, so this is August 2, 2023, and I'm hosting this week's SIG Node CI meeting. I'm going to try to present my screen first. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so I'll be doing the test triaging today, and Todd will be doing the bug triaging. We have the agenda here. So we are looking for more people to engage in the meeting by leading either bug triage or test failures. And if you are interested, please reach out to Sergey. Can start with the test failures. The GC device plugin pre-submit job is still broken. So does anyone have any insights into this?
Yeah, hello. So context for this thing which I added is that I was validating or trying to validating a backport of mine, and I literally don't know if this test is still maintained or supposed to be working literally. So how we found it using test question mark. So it could be just stale, and I don't know. So if anyone has any insight about, or just say, yes, this is supposed to work, so something is up, just reach out and to me, please, and we can move forward. The failure I see seems to be when the test is setting up, even before the actual, the actual verification starts. So, and I also filed a very simple PR, which just, against the same branch, which just changes a comment and run the same test. And again, same issue, which points to obsolete test or broken test or whatever, but I really don't know if how things are supposed to go. So that's it. Thanks.
So where is your PR?
Yeah, just a second. I'll add to agenda the testing one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on to next one. The multi-numer test is still failing. This particular PR has some of the details, and I think Swati has created this PR to modify the machine type to narrow down the failures. Swati, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. The issue per se captures that periodic jobs are failing, but I was trying to figure out if it is just periodic jobs or it's all the jobs that essentially use this image config file. So I created a dummy PR to test that out, and I identified that pre-submit jobs that are referring to this config file are also failing. So essentially, the next step was to change this image config file, which I've done as part of this PR. So that should narrow down if it's to do with the image config file itself. And then we can figure out how do we enable multi-NUMA systems or machines in test infra. So I think the next steps are if someone can take a look at this particular PR and approve it, and then we can see if CI responds to this in a positive way, and then we know that it's this issue, and following that we can further make changes to the image config file to enable multi-NUMA systems in CI.
So Sergey, you are already on this. Should
Yeah.
I?
I just approved it. Thank you. Sorry for not noticing it earlier.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. So the next one is the arm failures that we saw last week. Those seem to be fixed now. The PR with the fix is already merged, so we are good there. And then moving on to the containerd jobs that were failing last week, they are still failing. I think, yeah, there were two test failures as mentioned on this PR. One was for Omkill test. The fix is already, yeah, I think they're waiting for 129 to open, and then this will be merged. But the summary API test, this test is still failing, as we can see here, and this hasn't been picked yet, I think. Am I right, Sergey?
Yeah, we cannot merge it before 129. I mean, we can, but I don't think it's critical enough to justify the merge right now. So to remind everybody, the problem was that specifically in containerd, and I'm not sure about, I think in CRI it was the same behavior. If happens too early in the life cycle of a container, then it may die with different message than status. So test is looking specifically for status, and if it happens too early, then it cannot find it. That's why we just adding sleep before allocating too much memory, and that fixes the test lateness.
But will this wouldn't fix this issue, right? There are two tests that are failing, I believe.
Yeah, this wouldn't be fixed by ZPR. Yes.
Yeah, so I think only Omkill test failure has been fixed in the PR. We are still looking into this one. So Paco has mentioned triage accepted. So does that mean that he is going to look into the second test failure as well?
No, I don't think so. Typically, like you need to assign to himself if you will look into that.
Okay. So do we want to, is anyone interested in taking a look at this one? Okay. If not, maybe we can take a look at it later then.
Thank you.
I think that is all with respect to the test failures from last week. How do we want to proceed ahead? Do we want to go through the rest of the agenda first? Sergey, do we want to go through the rest of the agenda first, or do we want to start looking at the test board?
I typically go through agenda first to get it out of the way.
Okay. The next item is on Todd. Do you want to speak about it?
Yeah, so this was one I was looking at from last week. And it's on ARM64. There's a test that runs bin top. And for some reason on ARM64, using the 5-year-old BusyBox image, bin top just seg faults. It works fine on x64, but on ARM it seg faults. And the stack trace is a little useless. It's strip binary. There's nothing there that I can see. And upgrading to a newer version of BusyBox fixes it. This is a change to upgrade to a newer version of BusyBox, and that should resolve this ARM64 flake or ARM64 test failure anyway. And then there was sort of the second part of this question was there are some other test images which are really old, and one of which is depending on CentOS 7, which is now like end of life, and there will not be a CentOS or a new updates to CentOS. So I'm kind of curious, like what's the how do test images get updated? Do we just leave them alone until there's a problem and then change them, and sort of what to do about the CentOS 7? Like there's like Alma Linux, which I did build this with Alma and it worked fine. Still uses the same RPMs, RPM names, and it is up to date, but just curious what the consensus is for that.
We try to be on supported versions.
So,
but so for test images specifically, we tried, like, since they don't And we try to replicate as much as possible users scenarios. So users typically on supported versions of images, but beyond that, it doesn't matter. The image they run it, hosting platform matters more because typically Kubernetes will be running on, especially in managed environments, Kubernetes will be running on more modern OS images, and so we need to update it more often. But test images, we don't update it that much.
Okay.
So does that mean we wait until something is broken and then we update the image again?
Either something is broken, or we just keep it above the end of life.
Okay, got it. Okay, I think we are towards the end of the agenda and we can move to the test board. I'll open the first one. I think this is work in progress. Yeah, this is work in progress. So can I move it to PR waiting?
This one, I don't know how we want. Yes, this is from me. So basically, this one is going to be just deleted when I figure out what's going on. So I'm not sure how we want to map on the board. Should basically no one should look at it unless to understand CI. So not totally not worth review, or unless for targeted. For understand what's going on. So yeah, I don't know how to express that in the board.
Can I move it to waiting on author?
Works for me.
Okay, sounds good. Next one is add sample device plugin to the config. This is also by you, Francesco.
Yes, yeah. This one, if I don't, should have been. I think it has the flags and is stuck because we are in test freeze or so. I remember it was non-controversial. Well, or anything. I don't know. Well, okay. Anyway, in general, it's ready. It's simple. So if people want to have a look, yeah, don't have looks good to me. So maybe I was remembering wrong. It needs reviewer. So feel free. Should be very simple.
Does anyone want to review this?
Yeah, assign this to me. I don't have any context on this. I can't remember actually what this was about.
I'm with Francesca here, so I vaguely remember sample plugin configuration.
Yeah. Basically, it's a cleanup. Sample device plugin is not part of the image list which we use to.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I remember now.
it's separate. So why not? Why that? And very simple. But
Perfect. Yeah, I remember. Thanks
thank
for
you.
the context, Francesco. I'll take a look at this.
Thank you very much.
Okay. This is for node conformance test. Container PID namespace sharing container in pods using isolated PID namespaces should all receive PID1. Okay. So what is this? Is this?
Yeah, this is the top seg faults on ARM64 using old BusyBox.
Okay. This is the main issue for that?
Yeah, this is why I started looking into it. There's PR up, but needs to wait until 129.
Okay, so
when that goes in.
So does it stay in triage or in progress? I think I would move it to in progress then.
Yes, please. And it's already assigned, so.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the same one. The one that Swati created. So this also has been assigned, so I'll move it to in progress.
So this is a PR, so we typically just put it in need approver. And it's already approved, so we're just waiting for it to be merged.
Okay, so I'll leave it as is.
Can you move to needs approver?
Needs approval. Okay, my bad. The next one is use C group V2 instead of V1, but this is still in draft. Thanks for directing me to the right place. I'll make this clear. Okay, I think it requires something from the author because they are yet to make some changes to the PR. So I'll move it to waiting on author then. Okay. Still have 10 more issues. So this one is skip allocation for running pods, 125.
This is product backport, so not for the includes test, but the main focus is not test.
Okay. So which dashboard does it go to then?
Okay. Sergey, please keep me honest. I think it belongs in the node PR triage, but not in the CI test board.
Yeah, I would just move it to archive it, because otherwise it will keep popping up. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Move away from get pod QS, use pod status QS classes instead. By winner.
Same state, it's a product change, so we need to archive it out.
Okay. Promote kep to beta in 129. So again, this is also a product change, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. E2E node support CPU for more than 3 threads in one core in CPU manager test.
This, I believe, should be the other way around. So not in the node board, but totally in the test board because it's a test change. And I will actually review it. So you could also assign it to me if you want, or anyone else want to join, feel free.
So do I have to?
CC
Sorry.
me as well on that.
Okay. Let me do that first. You said CC, Swati?
Yeah, CC assign, whatever. Don't mind.
Thank you.
And what does it still stay here in the node PR triage? Oh my god.
It doesn't matter because even if you remove it, it will come back because it has all the labels. So I would just care about this one. Yeah, just move it to needs reviewer.
Okay. Add additional utilities to kubectl image. Is this for the test? Which kind feature? This looks like a feature then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So can I archive it from here?
It sounds good.
Use image config to remount temp. I think this is for the test. The job uses cos when temp is mounted with no exec option in the cos, which makes it impossible to run Ginkgo and other.
Yeah, I think it's about image. Okay. I think it's assigned to me already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it this way. Thank you.
And Needs
Yeah. So apparently, like when we create an image, we need to make one of the like TMP executable because we put test binaries there, and we don't do it unless there is an image config file.
Okay. So what is this changing then?
Yeah, they I think they add will. I haven't looked very deeply, but I think adding the image config file to use for this image for the specific test. I
Okay.
will double check. I think the question was about like whether we want.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
So why can't we add those parameters straight into the Cloud init file instead of making a new image config? But if you look at files changed, there's a new image config being made. Instead of just adding those extra commands to the Cloud init file that already runs in that job.
Which cloud init do you refer to? Because I think this is how we add to the image to the cloud init.
Oh, so, sorry, wait a second. Can you just go to files change for a second?
Can you go to file changed, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you are missing image config file. So doesn't the GCE runner automatically pick a default Cloud init file if you don't specify?
I don't remember any defaults. But
I
you
don't think there's a default on this. It will just not run anything. But there is a way to specify like a script if you wanna pass it
Okay.
on the metadata.
Oh, Mike, you're here. So I think the question was that this test named Canary, and the question was, I glanced over yesterday. So the question was whether we want for Canary to use something more advanced, like some like dev build of the same image, or we just want to use whatever. Like I don't see like the font is too small. Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're using one COS 97, which is
Understand.
it's a relatively old image.
Yeah, basically we need to understand why this test was called Canary before. Is it because of image or because of Kubernetes? Yeah, I will look deeper into that
Mhm.
to understand the history, but I may have questions too.
Just to add to this, Kubetest 2 has its own set of Node E3 tests that are running on there. So no, if there are changes in that repo, you will know. The existing node tests have to pass for PRs get merged. Some of the jobs there share the same dashboards.
Can you say it again?
So some of the SIG testing canaries are used to test Kubetest 2 when it's being developed. So,
Yeah, I think we have many tests duplicating like Kubetest 2 and non-Kubetest 2, and it's not only Canaries.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, is it time to clean up, like remove non-Kubetest 2 tests?
I'm going to investigate that and plan that work for 129.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Now isn't a good time because we're at the end of the release, so I don't think anyone is going to be too happy about me breaking up all the tests this late in the release.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll keep it in needs reviewer so that Sergey can take a look at it. Next one is fix flaky text test on DRA test prepare resources should timeout. This is for the bug. Fix flake. This fixes some flake in manager test. So I think this requires the reviewer to, the author to get back on these questions.
Yeah. Wait for author.
Okay. The next one is for a pre-submit job, E2E cap C Windows. It seems the job seems to fail during the setup. Francesco, do you have more context here? I think this is an issue that was open 5 hours ago. So this test is failing. Failure seems to be
This is the other test that it seems to be failing and which I found while validating my backports. And again, I don't see any obvious reason for my backport to make this test fail. And it seems to again fail in a related place. So file the issue for tracking. So that's it. That's the story actually. So if anyone has insight or can point me to people which can help, be my guest. Otherwise, I will try to investigate. And I think just one last note. I think this one and the other issue I filed should not block the backport, but let's see what reviewers think about it. For reason. Okay.
So this does still require triage then, right?
Yeah, because I think the basic question is, okay, is this line still supported? Is it supposed to work, or I just hit something that is stale and should actually be removed? I think that's the triage we need. I just don't know if this lane is supposed to work.
Yeah, I think more and more we need to have fake PR from like every week to run all the pre-submits.
Okay. So is anyone interested in taking a look at this?
Can move it into to-do for now.
Okay. Is this the same device plugin GPU pre-submit seems to be consistently failing? I think we discussed about this.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So should I move this to do as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sounds good. So I think we are done with the test triage here. We can move to bug triage. I can stop presenting, Todd, if you want to take over.
All right.
Okay, I do not know how to stop presenting. I think I did stop presenting.
Is mine displaying or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom and zoom.
All right. So I went ahead and opened up the all of the bugs here in the triage list. So start at the top. This one, just looking at it. So they submit a job that requests the GPU. It finishes, so the pod's incompleted, or the job's incomplete status. And they say when a node restarts, the job status goes to error. If the resources are then used on the system. I thought I've seen something similar to this before with kubelet restart. And
No, wait. I think I know what's going on there. The thing is kubelet restart. We have an issue which we fixed, which triggers exactly this error, and that's what's done. No, yeah, you're right. This is too old. You're right. Sorry.
well, I mean, if it was fixed recently, yeah, they're running 123. So
No. We didn't backport that far, so it's similar, but it's not that thing. Sorry for the noise.
Just we can ask if they can. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So they're saying they can reproduce it 127, and yeah, so it looks like it might be a real issue. Was the pod completed when it restarted? Oh, job pods, updated pod status from completed to unexpected mission error.
I do remember a bug a while ago, which I should probably not look deeply enough, which was exactly about a completed pod. If you restart kubelet, it retries admission.
Yeah.
And that could be related this time. This time could be, but I unfortunately don't remember. Look, what we can do is that, could you CC me that I think I can have a look and try to recollect things. Thanks.
Do you want to ask kubelet logs and whatever else may be helpful, like NVIDIA driver version, for instance?
And then accept this. I could spell.
Yeah, it feels that it has enough details. Maybe log will be helpful, but I think it has already.
Look at this one as well. Seems. All right. Immutable config map. This might just seem like a docs thing. They're basically saying if you have like a mutable config map mounted, and then you delete it and recreate it, like the updated one doesn't appear in the pod. I guess that's how I'm interpreting this.
So immutable they are, but they can still be mutated by being deleted, right? So immutable is misleading here.
Yeah, I guess he's saying if you delete it and recreate a new one, then the kubelet doesn't have a watch on it. So
Yeah, I wonder if it's a feature request saying that since it's immutable, then kubelet assumes it will persist forever.
yeah, I mean, it seems, I would expect if you have an immutable config map and it gets deleted, like you wouldn't want it to disappear. That's sort of so I don't know.
Maybe it's a dog
Yeah,
bite.
something like that. Yeah, I think that, and that's what he's asking. Like, can we just clear up documentation? Yeah, documentation should state that mutable objects need to be deleted and recreated with a different name in order for the new pods to see the new version.
You can make a kind documentation.
Is it remove kind?
Yeah, I think Bach is people here.
And
And
then,
maybe you can mention SF team.
I'm sorry.
There is a person SF team at SF team. Yeah.
And accept triage accepted.
Yep. Thank you.
Right. Yes.
In this case, the author of the previous issue acknowledged that their PR was a duplicate of the PR fixing this issue. So I think we can close the, I think we can close this one.
more. Let me make sure it's closed. Pod created without UID cannot be removed.
I commented also this one. But I'm not. So I think I remember that. Okay, creating pods or containers using CryCTL is just not supported. But I don't have a quotable source to back my claim, so this is why I left it pending.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You're directly creating pods in the runtime. I mean, I guess, are they even on the?
Are they removing pod with CryCTL as well?
Create the container with.
So again, I think in this case they are just trying to create bots, but either actually bots, sorry, are not supported. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it needs to be CryCTL issue instead of Kubernetes.
Oh, yeah, that may be it. Maybe they're just trying to use CryCTL, not even Kubel's not even involved at all. They're just saying if you create a pod with no UID, then they can't remove it.
Fair point. Could be CryCTL issue, yeah. But then on the other end, they also quote kubelet source code, which is what point me in that direction.
Yeah, just CRI, I think.
Yeah, makes
Mm.
sense.
We can try to mention Sasha to see what he's thinking about it.
So what's
Okay.
the
KAD? No. Only KAD is exactly, yes.
No, I meant Sasha Gronet.
Sorry.
But he is maintaining CRI-CTL.
Yeah, true. Sorry.
Yeah.
well, sorry, I don't know that GitHub handle either.
You started right, Sasha.
The third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can ask, what do you think about, is it a CRI-CTL issue or CRI? Can you see me as well? Just,
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Yep.
And on the issue, can you move it to need information? There's on top of it, different section.
Yep.
Thank you.
Why does pod stack contain logs continue to rise?
Yeah, kind support seems more appropriate.
Yeah. So just remove from the.
Yeah.
How do you remove? Just mark it as done? Or?
Typically, I click on dashboard name, and then it brings me to the dashboard, and then I remove it from there. It's kind of an involved process. That's why I have archived button on CI.
Privileged pods. I think we talked about this one the other day. Oh, maybe we didn't. That was only 4 days ago. Let's not have.
I remember seeing fix for something similar.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think this requires some digging in. I'm not exactly sure.
I think it sounds familiar because it was highlighted in the channel, possibly. But besides that, it sounds familiar to me for some reason, but I didn't have time to look into it.
Yeah. Adding privilege mode removes the secret v2 entry for CPU set of CPUs. It seems like there's enough. Seems like there's enough to try to reproduce it anyway.
Yeah, the question would be, what are conditions to hit it? Because we test cgroup v2 extensively.
They're saying just run a
I'm
privilege
guessing
pod with the cgroups v2.
So running privilege pods causing this issue?
Mhm.
I would be puzzled because I'm pretty sure we run a lot of privilege pods.
I would be surprised if the test that we're running specifically check to see if it can access CPU set.cpus from within the container. That's kind of a narrow behavior. I wonder if this has something to do both Chrome and Containerd, when it's a not privileged pod, make a cgroup namespace in cgroup v2. But I wonder if maybe we, by doing that, fussed with the, mounting sysfs group within the container for privileged containers. Because I know we do that on cgroups v1, we mount sysfs group in, but maybe. Do you want to throw this to me and I can see? I'm at Hair Commander. And see if I can reproduce it.
The node taint is wiped when kubelet restarts. I guess it's probably not the taint is immediately removed. Probably the status condition is cleared and then the taint's removed.
Do they expect disk pressure to be checked on a kubelet start?
Maybe so. But they're saying they're restarting kubelet after the eviction is triggered, which would also clear the condition if enough was evicted.
Wait, is the issue that it's not being cleared or it was cleared?
Yeah, they're saying that it's cleared. The taint is cleared, and I'm assuming that the taint's cleared because the condition is cleared. And maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it should. Maybe it's initialized to false or whatever, and actually hasn't checked for disk pressure yet. I'm not sure. There's related PR. That. Oh, so I could add some wait for eviction manager to run before reporting status, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that sounds right. You think about side effects, but sounds correct. Yeah, kubelet restarts weirdly is not very tested scenario. Like we have so many edge cases.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't see it get restarted very often.
Yeah, I think we can accept this.
Right.
The only question is it bug? Yeah, I guess it's a bug. It's still discretion, right?
Yeah, if the I mean, yeah, if you have disk pressure and you restart, it just goes away momentarily and then comes back. It seems. Yeah, it seems like a bug. 'Cause you have pod scheduled that shouldn't for a short period of time. This one, I just read the title, which sounded exciting. User can easily destroy the entire cluster. So I wasn't sure what it actually is.
So they're claiming that it's not being deleted?
They create an empty dir memory back tempfs basically, and then fill it, which consumes memory. Then their pod gets killed, and the tempfs continues to exist, but now the node is dying. I think is my interpretation of this, because tempfs is still consuming memory.
It's been killed but not deleted by Kubernetes ever?
Yeah, I guess it's killed and then restarted, but the tempfs is still, like the kill didn't affect the tempfs mount. It's still there. Yeah, so I guess it's a scenario where killing the pod process doesn't actually recover any memory, or doesn't recover very much memory.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we don't do clear recovery.
Yeah, I remember someone else. Remember this issue from a while back. Someone said the empty dir documentation is not correct. Yeah. So if they don't specify size, you can write up to the amount of allocatable memory on the node. Yeah, I can try to reproduce this one. It sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know what the. If you'd want to, I guess you really want to like unmount and then remount the tempfs volumes upon pod restart or upon pod. But I mean, that seems like it's going to break all kinds of people.
Yeah, if you can reproduce it and get some Kubernetes logs, it would be great. Or maybe you ask Kubernetes logs from this person. I mean, they cannot even SSH to the node, so hopefully they can extract Kubernetes logs somehow.
Yeah. No. Anyone else want to be on it?
Do we want to make it needs information, or it's clear enough?
It seems. I mean, he supplies a pod that does it, so I think.
Okay.
I mean,
Makes sense.
yeah, should be enough. I'll have to tweak the limits based on my node, but yeah, should be good. So I'm gonna try to reproduce this one this afternoon. And then I thought that was it. I don't know why these are still showing in the triage. Shouldn't that be over here?
Yeah, they're not automatically being moved.
Oh, they're not. Oh. Oh. And this one. Oh. Tried to close it and it won't.
And maybe close without dupe, just slash close.
I don't know if there's special permissions for that. Oh, apparently not. All right, so that's all the triage issue, or triage issues. We got 3 minutes left, so not much time. So you want to call it here?
Yeah, I think so. If anybody wants to sign up for next one, please sign up on a agenda document. Let's see you next time. Thank you, Dixit and Todd. Really appreciate your help here.
Sure. Thanks. See you later.
Bye.